Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about our new chapter, that is the motion in a plane crash course. Already I have explained day 1 program, day 2 program, day 3. I hope all are taking rest because after board of exams better you have to start slowly, then only you can able to cover for competitive exams. It may be NEET, MSET or mains. So day wise you have to follow that. Then related problem I will try to explain previous year problems. Otherwise whatever the material you are having, you should follow that one. Anyway, today's our chapter and our topic is the motion in a plane, revision of all formulas I am doing. So listen carefully and you should learn the formulas, then you can go through the concept questions, then you can do the problems, you will get that one. If any friends are there, you have to forward this one. It is very helpful to them also. And one more thing, don't confuse this. You have to go to the go through the playlist. In that playlist clearly crash course for 2022 it's a, you follow that day wise, day 1, day 2. Already today I am going to explain day 10 program. Listen carefully. Look, our topic is motion in a plane. In this chapter we are giving the preference to what is physical quantity, vectors and projectile motion we are giving preference. In this first thing is, you know that what is physical quantity. Any measurable quantity is called the physical quantity, but all physical quantities are categorized into two types. One is the scalar, another one is the vector. What is the scalar? The physical quantity which is having only magnitude. Suppose I am asking your what is your mass? You can say that 50 kgs, 60 kgs. Is there any direction for that? No, it is having only magnitude. There is no direction for that. That's why what do you say? That is the scalar. Now what's the time means? You can say like 3 o'clock. Is there any direction for that? No. So that is the scalar quantity. The physical quantity which is having only magnitude like mass, then distance, speed, time, all belongs to scalar quantities. Just you remember that it has only magnitude. Magnitude means just number. There is no particular direction for that. That is called the scalar. Then what is vector? The physical quantity which is having both magnitude and direction. Suppose where you are going, what you are saying, I am going to college. From where to where you are going? From home to the college. So is there any direction? Yes, clearly from the home to college direction is there. At the same time you can say 4 kilometers. This 4 kilometers is the magnitude. The direction is from your home to the college. So it has both magnitude and direction. This type of physical quantities are called the vectors. In our daily life, you know that there are many vectors and it is giving the clear picture about the physical quantity, especially in the case of displacement, acceleration, force, then all belongs to the vectors. So velocity, acceleration, while doing one by one we are getting many physical quantities. You must know that is it vector or scalar. So these are the few examples for the vectors. Now we are focusing on types of vectors. There are different types of vectors, equal vectors. In that only meaning is there. If two vectors are having the same magnitude and same direction, you are running 4 kilometers from east to west. Your friend also running from east to west 4 kilometers. What do you say? Both are equal vectors. Both are covered same distance and same direction. That type of vectors are called the equal vectors. While showing any vector, we can show like that arrow, like A bar, like that. So B bar you are taking. Now you look here. Both are having the same direction, same magnitude. This type of vectors are called what? Equal vectors. These are the equal vectors. Like that, unequal vectors. Look here. This is the A bar and this is the B bar. This type of A bar is not equals to B bar. Here either magnitude is different or direction is different. You can say those are the unequal vectors. So you can say this type of vectors are called the unequal vectors. Then negative vector. Look here. This is the A bar or opposite vector. This is the B bar. Both are having the same magnitude but opposite in direction. That's why you can say A and B are called the negative vectors. Negative or opposite vectors. These are the opposite vectors. And here angle is how much? 180 degrees. Between these two, angle is the 180 degrees. So this type of vectors are called the negative vectors. Like unit vectors are there. What are the unit vectors? See, you are taking a single vector its magnitude is represent mod of a bar equals to 1. This type of vectors are called the unit vector. Suppose you are running from north to south and you covered 1 kilometer or 1 meter. So unit is how much? 1. So that too you are having the direction from north to south. So you can say that type of, now you can say that is the unit vector. That displacement is having the unit magnitude. That type of vectors are called the unit vectors. Like that you can say about the null vector. See, same we are taking like anything. Here magnitude is 0. Especially in the case of displacement, you are running around the college and you covered one revolution above, one rotation around it. In this case, displacement is how much? 0. So here magnitude of this one is how much? 0. So the vector which is having the 0 magnitude, that type of vectors are called the null vectors. So these are the types of vectors, and few more are there. Collinear vectors. The vectors are starting from the same line, and those are called the collinear vectors. What are the coplanar vectors? If the vectors are on the same plane, that is called the coplanar vectors. So these are the types of vectors. And one more very important vector, that is the position vector. Position vector. What is the position vector? Suppose this particle is in space. This particle is in space. How to give the position of this one? With the help of Cartesian system, Cartesian coordinate system, with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, and with respect to z-axis. You can give the where it is, what is the position and what is the direction. This type of vectors are called the position vectors. Look here. Now our aeroplane is here. So you can say that with respect to x-axis, with respect to y-axis, and with respect to z-axis where it is. So here how many axes are there? 3 axes are there. Along the 3 directions you can take 3 unit vectors also. Here along the x-axis always you remember that I cap is the unit vector. Along the y-axis j cap is the unit vector. Then along the z-axis k cap is the unit vector. Suppose this vector name is the r bar. Then how to write this one? R bar equals to, you can say that x I cap plus y j cap z k cap. This is the magnitude along the x-axis. This is the magnitude along the y-axis. This is the magnitude along the z-axis. Like that you can represent the position. Then how to find out the magnitude? Magnitude symbol is mod of r bar. Magnitude means we won't get any direction. We can get the number. Formula is under root I component square, x square plus y square plus z square. We do one problem also. Suppose r bar equals to 3i cap plus 4j cap plus 2k cap. Find the magnitude of this one. Then what we are saying, r bar equals to under root, suppose here it is minus under root 3 square plus 4 square. This is minus 2 whole square. Then what is our answer? 9 plus 16 is the 25, 25 plus 4 is the 29. Under root 29 is the magnitude. Like that any vector you can find out the magnitude. Suppose this value is 1, you can say that is called the unit vector. Suppose this value is 0, you can say that is called what? Null vector. Okay, so it gives the position of this one. Direction is with respect to coordinate axis, we are giving the directions. Like that we can able to find out the what are equal vectors, unequal vectors, unit vector, null vector, position vector. Now we focus on what is the resolution of the vector. And before that I want to say to you how to find out the unit vector of any vector. How to find out the unit vector of any vector. Suppose we are taking one vector, that is the like a bar equals to axi cap plus ayj cap plus az k cap. This is one vector. Az k cap. This is one vector. Then how to find out the unit vector? So unit vector of A is represented by A cap. If it is the unit vector of B, you should write it the B cap. This formula is A bar by mod of A bar. So what is the formula? A bar, you know that axi cap plus ayj cap plus az k cap. Just now you know that how to find out the magnitude ax square plus ay square plus az square. So this is the formula. You can find out the unit vector of any vector. We do one example also for this. Look, if a bar equals to I cap plus j cap plus 3k cap. How to find out the unit vector of this one? Same thing you are getting in numerator. I cap plus j cap plus 3k cap divided by under root. I component is 1. 1 square plus 1 square plus 3 square. So I cap plus j cap plus 3k cap divided by, this is how much? 9 plus 2 is 11. Under root 11. Like that you can find out the unit vector and magnitude of any vector. Now we focus on resolution of vector. Resolution of vector. In this only meaning is that resolution of vector means we are splitting that vector into its components along the x-axis and along the y-axis. So splitting of that vector into its components. Look, this is one vector. That is the r bar. Now we are resolving this vector into two components. One is the rx, another one is the ry. Okay, it makes an angle theta. This r bar is making an angle theta with x-axis. Now you should make one rectangle here. You know that opposite sides are equal, so this is the ry. How to find out the rx and r in terms of this one? So from figure, clearly you can observe that if we want rx, you can go through the, suppose this is O, A, B, C. From the figure from the rectangular triangle O, A, B, we want rx means we want cos theta. Cos theta formula is what? That is the adjacent by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is the r bar. So you can say that rx equals to r cos theta. Like that, instead of ry, if you want ry, you can go through the sin theta. So here sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse. So ry by r. From this, ry equals to r sin theta. Then you should express this vector is like r equals to rx I cap plus r by j cap. Suppose your question is like this. If r bar equals to 4i cap plus 8j cap, find rx, ry. So here rx is how much? Simply you can say that 4. And ry is how much? 8. Then tan is the rx and this is the ry. From this we can find out the direction. Here direction is nothing but tan theta. Tan theta, what is the formula? Y component by x component. So ry by rx. Ry by rx. Here ry is the 8 clearly and rx is the 4. And finally theta equals to tan inverse of 1 by 2. This is the direction of this one. Like that, how to find out the magnitude of this one? See how to find out the magnitude of this one. R bar equals to, so you know the single vector if they are giving, you can able to find out the magnitude of that vector, unit vector and x component, y component and direction also. These many things you can able to find it, and these many chances are there to ask the objective questions. So here r bar equals to 4 under root 4 square is the 16 plus 64. So you can get it. This is the then 80. This is the magnitude. This is the magnitude and this is the direction, and x and y components also you can able to find it. This is about the resolution of the vectors. Now we are going to discuss about how to add the vectors. There are different methods to add the vectors. One is the graphical method, another one is the triangle law of addition of vectors, parallelogram law of addition of vectors, then polygon, if many vectors are there, polygon law of addition of vectors. First we can go through the graphical method. Means they are giving like 2 vectors, find the resultant, means just you can add the first vector initial point, second vector final position, then you will get the resultant. Look here, addition of vectors. Graphical method. Here suppose this is the A bar and this is the B bar. Add these 2 vectors, means you can add A bar plus B bar. But how to show here? Just you draw the parallel of A bar and parallel of B bar. Parallel of A bar is like this. These two are parallel. Then parallel of this one is like this. This is the B bar and this is the A bar. Now you should join initial point of first vector, tail of that second vector. This is the resultant of these two. We can show this R bar equals to A bar plus B bar. Like that we can add the vectors. Suppose three vectors are there. Look, this is the A bar, this is the B bar, this is the C bar. How to add A bar plus B bar plus C bar? Just you can take the parallel of all these three vectors. This is the A bar, this is the B bar. So this is giving the A bar plus B bar. Now you can take the parallel of C bar. This is the C bar. Then you should join the initial point of first vector, then final position or tail of second vector, and this is the direction. Now this is representing resultant of A bar plus B bar plus C bar. So this is representing with R bar also. Like that you should add the vectors. Then how to do the subtraction also I want to say to you. Look here. This is the A bar and this is the B bar. Now subtraction of vectors means you can take it A bar plus negative vector of B bar. Negative vector of B bar. This is nothing but A bar minus B bar. How to represent this one? Same you can take it. This is the A bar anti-parallel to B bar. See, this is like upwards. We can take it same. Look here. This is the minus B bar and this is the plus B bar. When you are joining initial vector of first one minus B of tail of minus B bar, then you are getting A bar minus B bar. So like that we have to do the subtraction. Addition means we can join like this, A bar plus B bar. This is called the graphical method. Like that we can add and we can subtract the vectors. Then triangle law of addition of vectors. Triangle law of addition of vectors. Here the statement is, if two vectors are representing two adjacent sides of the triangle, then resultant is represented. Two sides are over. One is the A bar, another one is the B bar. Resultant is representing the third side of this vector, but reverse in order. Look here. This is like this and continue like this, but reverse. Resultant is reverse in order. So you can show here A bar plus B bar. This is called the triangle of addition of vectors. This is the one of the method to add the vectors. Then our next thing is to add the vectors is very important concept. That is the parallelogram law of addition of vectors. See, already you know in first year what is parallelogram, and you are having in practicals also. If two vectors are representing two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, then the resultant is represented by diagonal passing through the origin. That is the statement. Now I want to say to you only magnitude and direction of this one, because this is the revision of all formulas like crash course. See, two vectors, one is the P bar, another one is the Q bar. These two are representing two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. You should complete it. Opposite sides are same, Q bar and this is the P bar. Resultant is the diagonal passing through the origin. Same like triangular, R bar equals to P bar plus Q bar. Angle between two vectors is theta. Angle between resultant and this one is the alpha. And here you should drop one perpendicular line and join this one. This is the O, A, C, B and this is the D. And you know that formula for magnitude, that is the R bar equals to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. This is the formula. Okay. Then direction formula is, direction is tan alpha equals to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. P plus Q cos theta. If you know these two formulas, you can do any type of objective belongs to the parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Few applications we want to discuss now. Look here. Suppose if P bar is parallel to Q bar, Immediately you can say angle is how much? 0 degrees. Cos 0 degrees equals to 1. Then what about the magnitude and direction? You can say that this is only under root p square plus q square plus 2pq. This is like a plus b whole square formula. So p plus q whole square. But under root and this one is cancelled. Whenever two vectors are parallel to each other means no need of using this formula. Directly you can add the two vectors, you will get the magnitude of that one. We do one example also for this. If p equals to 4 units, q equals to 3 units, theta is 0 degrees. What is the resultant? Simply you can say that 7 plus 4 plus 3 is the 7 units, and you can call this is the maximum also. So this case always you remember that in questions they will ask find the maximum resultant, means you should add the two vectors. Maximum means in that only meaning is that angle is the 0 degrees and both are parallel to each other, and no need of doing everything. Immediately you should add the two vectors. So R maximum equals to P plus Q. Like that. How to find out the direction? Tan alpha equals to C. Q sin 90. Sin 0 is 0. The numerator is 0 means this is also 0. Here alpha equals to 0 degrees. Alpha equals to 0 degrees. Like that. Second application, look here. Same thing, but I am changing here. Both are perpendicular to each other. Both are perpendicular to each other. Then how to find out the resultant and how to find out the magnitude here. So if they will mention in the question, if p bar and q bar are perpendicular to each other means theta equals to 90 degrees, cos 90 equals to 0. Then what about the magnitude? You will get under root p square plus q square. If p equals to q, what you are getting? R equals to under root p square plus p square value is the p into under root 2. Then what about the direction? You can say that tan alpha equals to sin 90 is the 1. So q by this is 0, q by p. Whenever two vectors are perpendicular to each other means this is the direction and this is the magnitude if both are same. See here also this condition, if p equals to q, this is we are getting 1, tan alpha equals to 1 means instead of 1 we should write it the 45 degrees. Then alpha equals to 45 degrees. Like that. We do one problem also based on this. If p equals to 3 units and q equals to 4 units, theta is 90 degrees. How to find out the resultant? Resultant direct, you know that under root 3 square is the 9 plus 16, under root 25 is the 5. Then direction, tan alpha is what? Immediately you can say that tan alpha is the q by p. So q value is the 4 by 3. Like that. If one more condition, if theta is 90 degrees, p equals to q equals to 5. Then how to find out the resultant? Immediately you can take it 2 root p. Here p value 5. So your answer is 2 root 5 units. Then direction is how much? No need of doing anything. You can say that alpha equals to 45 degrees. This is when two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Then our next application is if theta equals to 180 degrees, both are anti-parallel to each other. Cos 180 is how much? Minus 1. Cos 180 equals to minus 1. So here you should get it. See, theta is 180 degrees and you know that cos 180 equals to minus 1. Then r equals to under root p square plus q square minus 2pq you are getting. This is like a minus b whole square formula. You can get it. Under root and square is cancelled. This is called the minimum. We are subtracting, no? So r minimum equals to p minus q. Like that we can find out the magnitude when two vectors are anti-parallel to each other. Otherwise they will mention theta equals to 180 degrees. So in this case you know that sin 180 is also how much? 0. Here also alpha equals to 0 degrees. One problem we are doing here. Look. If p equals to 5 units, q equals to 3 units, find R maximum by R minimum. They didn't mention any angle. The given hint is what is R maximum and what is R minimum. R maximum means immediately theta is how much? 0 degrees. You should add. So answer is 5 plus 3, 8. 5 minus 3, 2. So 4 is to 1. Like that. You should find out R maximum by R minimum. So this is about the when theta is 180 degrees. Suppose theta equals to 60 degrees. Theta equals to 60 degrees. They will mention sometimes equilateral triangle, P bar, Q bar, that resultant R. Equilateral means you can immediately you can take it the 60 degrees. See, if theta equals to 60 degrees, you know that cos 60 is how much? 1 by 2. So resultant is how much? Under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ 1 by 2. This one cancel. And here if P equals to Q, then R equals to what you are getting? Under root P square plus P square plus P square is the common. P into under root 3. Then what about the tan alpha in this case? See clearly Q sine 60. 60 is sin 60 is the root 3 by 2 into P plus Q into this is the cos 60 is the 1 by 2. So like that you are getting same case if P equals to Q. Then tan alpha equals to what you are getting? Tan alpha equals to, see, instead of Q we are taking P root 3 by 2 divided by here P plus P by 2. After taking LCM, 2 is cancelled and P is also cancelled. Your option is root 3 by, this is LCM, see root 3 by 2. Here P you can take 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So root 3 by 3. Root 3 by 3 we can write it. Tan alpha equals to root 3 by 3. This 3 we can write it root 3 into root 3. After simplification 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 is the tan 30 degrees. So alpha clearly you are getting here. This is the 30 degrees. This is the 30 degrees. When two vectors are having the angle is how much? 60 degrees and both are equal, then immediately what do you say? Alpha equals to 30 degrees. Without thinking you should give the answer for this. And you should remember main thing is if both are equal means the resultant is how much? P root 3. So this is about the when the angle is how much? 60 degrees. Then our next case is only we are taking if P equals to Q. If P equals to Q, then what about the resultant? See, if P equals to Q, how to find out the resultant? Under root P square plus P square plus 2P square. And you can take here 2P square and this is the cos theta. 2P square cos theta. Then R equals to, here 2P square is common. You will get 1 plus cos theta. 1 plus cos theta formula is 2 cos square theta by 2. 2 cos square theta by 2. See, when you are taking 2 into 2, 4 under root 4 is the 2P. This is the cos theta by 2. Whenever they will say, the question is like this. If P equals to Q, then theta equals to 60 degrees. 60 degrees and this is the 4. Find the resultant. How to find out in this case? Otherwise you can take it theta equals to 120 degrees also. So R equals to, immediately if they are saying P equals to Q means you can go through this one. 2P, 2 into 4 into cos 120 by 2 is the 60 degrees. Cos 60 is how much? 8 into 1 by 2. So our answer is resultant equals to 4 units. Resultant equals to 4 units. Like that you can able to do this. Many applications are there. Our next application, if theta is 120 degrees, cos 120 is how much? Minus 1 by 2. When you are substituting this, you can get like this, R equals to under root P square plus Q square minus PQ. But here we are taking one more case. In this case, p equals to q. Immediately what we are taking, p square plus p square minus p square. Minus p square cancel, under root p square is the resultant, is nothing but p. Here one example, look here. If p equals to q equals to 5, then angle is the 120 degrees, means within fraction of seconds you can say that resultant is what? Either p or q, both are same, no, 5 units. So resultant is, you can use as usual same formula. And here in this case, if I am taking p equals to q equals to 5, means answer is how much? 60 degrees. That resultant, sorry. Then our next case is, if alpha is 90 degrees, resultant is perpendicular to one of the vector. That one of the vector we are taking p bar. You know that tan alpha is the infinity, I am writing 1 0. When we are substituting, you can get it, p plus q cos theta equals to 0. When we are sending p is that side, cos theta is minus pq. Then r equals to q square minus p square. Suppose we are taking one example based on this. It is very important concept. See, alpha is 90 degrees. Alpha is 90 degrees, q equals to 5 and p equals to 3. Look here. If alpha equals to 90 degrees, means they will say in that problem, resultant is perpendicular to the one of the vector. That vector we are considering that is the p bar. See, p equals to 4 and q equals to 8. Here directly you can find out cos theta is minus p by q. So minus 4 by 8 minus 1 by 2. So here theta is how much? 120 degrees. Like that resultant is direct, you can use that formula, q square minus p square. Here q square is how much? 64 minus 60. So like that we can do the simplification. This is the 8, 48. Like that. Then our next method is the Polygon law of addition of vectors. If n number of vectors are representing adjacent sides of the polygon like this, p bar, q bar, r bar, then s bar, then resultant is the closing side of that one in reverse order. Here resultant I am taking e bar. So e bar you see reverse in order, nothing but p bar plus q bar plus r bar plus s bar. This is called the Polygon law of vectors. So these are the types of vectors, and parallelogram law, triangle law, polygon law, how to add the vectors, how to subtract the vectors, everything I have given. So please subscribe my channel, and you have to share to with your friends also. It's very useful. I think you understood this one. If you like that one, you give one comment also. Then we will go for the other videos. Thank you everyone.